So when you're done coloring your picture and you're ready to save it, you're going to need to follow these steps so that you save it the correct way. All right, so this is another pop art image, and what I'm going to do is we're pretending that we have just changed the threshold, and now we're coloring it. So there we go. We've added some color. Awesome. We are ready to save. Before you save, what you're going to want to do is make sure that you have everything as clean and as like concise as you want it. So what I recommend you do is make sure that you are kind of examining all the edges. So if I look up here, I can see that I have a little bit of green in the hair, and I have to decide, do I care? Down here, there's green that doesn't go right up to the edge. There's a little white on the sunglasses. There's a little bit of pink here. So I have to decide if I need to clean up or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my color picker. So there's this little eyedropper, and I'm going to click. And when I did that, it shows up down here that green has been selected. I'm going to grab my paintbrush tool, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to paintbrush and add that so that it cleans up the edges. If you are too far away and you need to zoom in, okay, so like let's say I wanted to zoom in, I can grab that magnifying glass and I can kind of zoom in and see. If I click and drag down, it zooms in. If I click and drag up, it zooms out. All right, so now I'm going to grab my little eyedropper tool again, click. Notice the color picker area over here, it has changed. Grab my paintbrush tool, and I can clean up. I want to make sure that I have successfully gotten all the areas. Zoom out there. You can see all my pixels. I'm going to clean up this part of the sunglasses. I still have that paintbrush selected. And now you see I just added to her nose. I can do Control Z, or I could have painted her nose back the right color. I'm going to take the time before I save it to clean up all of these edges. And sometimes you'll notice that you need to zoom in a little bit. If I look, I see a little bit of the hair that I didn't get. Oh, I just got out of there. And sometimes it's okay to be like right on the edge, kind of like this, because the hair, it doesn't really matter. The edge of the hair could kind of go into the green a little bit. All right, so now I have what looks like pretty much all of it selected, and it is good to go. I think right here I maybe have missed part of the sunglasses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that one little last eyedropper tool, paintbrush, this edge. All right, and now I'm going to zoom back out. And zoom back in. Okay. And then I'm going to go File, Save. So I have a couple of options. File, Save. It says, do you want to save this? I want to save changes. But that doesn't really seem to put it anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to Save as a PSD. This means it is going to be a Photopea or a Photoshop document. So that's what that stands for. And it saves it. It puts it into a download automatically. Or I can go File and I can export. If you want to export this as a JPEG, which is just a flat image, you can do that as well. I recommend saving both. Saving it with this quality is fine. And now you have both images saved. Thing that's different between a PSD and a JPEG, the PSD will save it as layers and it will open in Photoshop, whereas you can see it opened it up in Photoshop, whereas the JPEG is a flat image and it will only open in any kind of image viewer.